My name's Nicole with So Much More, and I'm your JUKI brand ambassador. We are going to make this really cute mini quilt. I've made some custom fabric with the RICOH RI100 and placed it in the center of this mini quilt. And then I've pieced the rest of the block with the DX-4000. And then we're going to finish it with free motion quilting. Let's get started. The RICOH design software is easy to use. For this project, we are choosing garment type Other, size A4, which is the tray size, and portrait orientation. We're uploading an image that I created and saved directly on our computer, and if you'd like to use this image for your own project, check the link in the description for your free download. I've pre-cut a piece of fabric which is actually oversized for what I'm going to use my quilt block, but I plan to cut it to size once it's printed. Before we print the design, we'll give it a good pressing in the RICOH RH100 finisher. Simply slide the RICOH tray into the finisher, close the cover, and slide the handle to the left. Pre-pressing the fabric helps to smooth out any creases and prepares our fabric for printing. This only takes about 30 seconds. Once it's done, simply remove the RICOH tray from the finisher and load the tray into the printer. Now let's print the design onto the fabric. Back to the RICOH design software, click the Print Save button on the top right of the screen. Choose the RICOH printer and decide on your print quality and click the Print button. And then on the RICOH printer, press the Print button and the printer will automatically move the tray into printing position and process the design. The ink on the design is still wet and needs to be set. Open the RICOH RH100 finisher cover and place the tray into the finisher. Move the lever to the right. The finishing process takes about 3 minutes. There are timers and sounds to help you keep track of everything. Once the finishing process is complete, remove the tray. Squeeze the latch in the front of the tray and remove your finished design. That turned out great. Piecing this quilt block is a breeze on the Kokochi DX-4000QVP. This machine comes with a new state-of-the-art features including a 7-inch touchscreen with Wi-Fi capabilities. It has a large 12 inches of sewing space, a bob and thread alert, light color changes, and a multitude of other functions. This sewing machine is perfect if you're looking for a wide sewing area. Like I said, it includes 12-inch throat space and an extension table. Some of the other features you'll love are the needle up-down, a thread trimming, and a bob and drop-in. It also has speed control. These features will come in handy when creating everything under the sun, including this quilt block. This project only requires a straight stitch, but this machine has 368 stitch patterns, including a variety of zigzags, 20 professional buttonholes, and 4 lettering fonts. This machine comes with a multitude of feet. I'm using the patchwork presser foot, which is perfect for making quilt blocks, and my goal is a perfect 1/4 inch seam allowance. I'm aligning the edge of the fabric with the outer presser foot guide. This foot also gives you a guide for a scant or a 1/8 inch seam allowance. And as a bonus, there's marks at the 1/4 inch spacing at the front and the back of the presser foot. This allows you to see the width of the seam allowance before and after the needle entry. I just love that. Now, if you're curious about the specifics of this quilt block pattern, I have a pattern which includes all of the information and steps you need in order to create this quilt block for yourself. Head over to the link in the description of this video and download not only the design, but also your quilt block pattern. Quilting on the Kokochi DX-4000QVP is a breeze. First, we need to switch out our foot. The patchwork presser foot is attached to the presser foot holder. This holder is secured to the shaft with a presser foot holder set screw. I'm removing the holder and the foot, and then I'm installing my quilt presser foot and securing this with the holder set screw. I'm also dropping the feed dogs, I'm adjusting the presser foot pressure, and I'm changing the stitch length. These are all things that we're going to do before we start our free motion quilting. With a generous 12-inch throat space, moving fabric under the needle is easy. But what makes free motion quilting even easier is using the JUKI quilting rings. The quilting rings help improve the guidance of your quilt by providing no slip bottoms. This literally grips your quilt and helps you easily control the fabric movement underneath the needle. The quilting ring is designed with comfortable hand grips for easy control and to keep your hands safely away from the sewing head. These are fun and easy to use. Now that our free motion quilting is done, we need to finish our mini quilt. We've switched back to our patchwork presser foot and already have our binding made. There are many ways to finish a quilt, and I love the French fold binding method. We simply fold the binding in half, align the raw edge of the binding to the raw edge of the front of the quilt. Next, we fold it over each edge and sew it to the back. The corners can be folded in such a way that the finished result is mitered. Now this method leaves no raw edges and can be finished with machine or hand stitches. Now obviously I'm finishing this with our machine and it just turns out lovely. If you'd like to make this quilt block yourself, it's linked in the description below. And to learn more about these machines, head over to JUKIQuilting.com and find your nearest dealer. Bye for now.